Out of all of the beings reported in UFO and interdimensional encounters, the Mantis and Insectoid races may be the most mysterious. Because unlike the Greys and the Reptilians, many people who encounter Mantis beings often say that they have this experience of it feeling very ancient, almost impossible to explain, not emotional the way that humans are. They're not cold in the same way that the Greys are. They're not aggressive like reptilian accounts. They're just extremely intelligent. It's like standing in front of a consciousness so advanced that your brain is going to struggle how to process it. So Mantis beings are usually described as very tall insectoid humanoids, anywhere between 7 to 12 feet tall, long limbs. They have thinner bodies. They either have triangular or elongated heads. They have black eyes or reflective eyes. Sometimes they are wearing lenses again. They have insect-like movements when they move. And there's not just one mantid race, there are multiple factions, different species, different agendas, different planetary or dimensional origins. Some describe them as green mantids, others describe bronze, brown, gold, white, violet, or iridescent colored beings. Some of them wear robes, some wear organic looking armor, some appear covered in symbols or frequency-based technology, and then some appear almost biomechanical. But the thing that most people remember is the mind connection itself, because mantid beings are almost always associated with extremely high psychic abilities: telepathy, consciousness projection, dream interaction, memory access, astral communication, remote perception, frequency manipulation, or energetic surgery. They're also tied to soul level healing. So many experiencers claim that the mantids can communicate entire lifetimes of information instantly, not through words, through direct consciousness transfer. The information will just simply appear in your mind. And this is where things get strange, because many abductees in contact cases describe mantids as overseers. They're not the workers at all. The Greys here often perform procedures, but the mantids, they stand behind them watching. They're almost like scientists or surgeons or dimensional engineers. Think of them like that. But some say that they are deeply interested in consciousness itself. So it's not just the body, it's the soul, it's the memory, it's the frequency itself, it's the human emotional evolution or the timeline development with it. And many of the mantid beings operate partially outside linear time, meaning that they perceive timelines differently than humans do. And that's why so many encounters involve future visions and parallel realities and warnings and just impossible knowledge. But let's talk about the ant civilization. Underground and in secret space programs, they say that there are higher advanced ant-like civilizations beneath Earth and beneath Mars. They have hive mind societies. They have hyper-organized intelligent systems and massive underground tunnel networks. And they are extremely advanced in engineering anything. So some of these theories, they say that these civilizations existed on Earth long before humanity developed any type of modern civilization. So much like the reptilians, they were here prior to humanity being seeded. Others connect them to Mars. They're underground on the surface. They still exist in underground colonies alongside other non-human species. And there again are the flood myths, which appear across multiple traditions. The stories account underground civilizations that are protecting humans during cataclysms such as the flood of Noah, solar disasters, the pole shift, ancient planetary collapses. It helped move humans underground during major ancient cataclysms in order to preserve the genetic lines and civilization knowledge. Are the mantids benevolent? That depends entirely on the account that you had. So many describe them as wise and ancient and calm and spiritually advanced, but others also describe them as emotionally detached and difficult to read. So some of the experiences that they have are absolutely terrifying. Some report surgical procedures again, psychic paralysis, forced telepathy, or feeling completely mentally overpowered in their presence. So there are these darker theories that are involved in certain insectoid factions, that some do consume flesh, or they do consume an energetic output like reptilians or biological material. Others say that they feed more on consciousness exchange or frequency than physical food. So it does depend on the type. What the mantid beings are doing during this time is a lot of them are stabilizing planetary consciousness during major timeline shifts that are happening right now on Earth. And this is where dimensional theory kind of comes in, because these aren't just simply space aliens, guys. They are interdimensional intelligences that are capable of entering physical reality again through portals, altered states, dream realms, or frequency shifts. Some of these are actually really high dimensional entities, and they operate between dimensions in physical worlds simultaneously. And a lot of accounts say that they are deeply connected again to portals and stargates and planetary grids and frequency fields and consciousness architecture itself. So mantid activity is located in underground systems. They're on Mars and moon bases. They're also in deep cave networks. They're in their own ships doing their own work. They're in remote desert regions. Remember, these are ant civilizations and mantid ones. So Nevada comes up often because of military secrecy narratives and underground base theories there. And of course, the proximity locations to Area 51 and the Nevada test range. Los Alamos is another really big one where they have different extraterrestrial body parts. And then some people also connect this insectoid activity to Antarctica, because there's underground tunnel systems and hidden off-world colonies all over the place. And this is what the experiencers and whistleblowers and the metaphysical theories have been saying over and over again. But what's interesting is how consistent the mantid descriptions are across all decades of reports. So they're all tall, insect-like beings. They're overwhelming with their psychic intelligence. They have that telepathic communication. They have a connection to the grays, a connection to the underground systems, a sense of this ancient wisdom, and the involvement in human consciousness development. They have different agendas. Some are for planetary transition, some are for these long-term experiments, and then some say that they're preserving timelines and genetic memory during major energetic shifts that are happening across the planet, and that they're simply trying to survive again alongside humanity through changing the cosmic conditions here. But unlike the reptilian narrative built around domination and hierarchy, mantids are really revolved around intelligence and order and consciousness and really evolution, not conquest. Maybe that's why all of these accounts that are saying that they didn't feel evil, they felt really ancient, is really humanity dealing with a form of intelligence that has not existed for millions of years beyond anything we currently understand. And maybe the reason why insectoid beings appear in ancient mythology and in cave art and in spiritual visions and modern UFO encounters alike is because they are interacting with humanity for far longer than recorded history remembers or is allowed to remember. So the real question here is not, are the mantids real? The real question is, why do so many people across completely different cultures describe the same ancient insect-like intelligences that are watching humanity from behind the scenes? If you've always felt different or drawn to the stars, there may be a reason for it. Book a starseed or natal chart reading with me at sarahstarofficial.com, because sometimes your chart reveals what your soul already remembers.